I'm going to sing until my voice won't let me. As thunders roar, I shout your praise. To some people, these are words, maybe song lyrics. But to people who have heard the song, or to people who are more familiar with the concept of what it means to worship through song, it might have more of a spiritual or emotional impact. Worship is a form of music that is a way to connect people in faith and connect people to God. For people who didn't come from a Christian community, or from people who are new to faith, it also helps them connect more in ways that they can understand faith and in ways that they can more connect with the words and the lyrics and the music. In the book Lovin' on Jesus, Lim and Ruth talk about the idea of contemporary worship. Musical styles from current types of popular music. The music changing with the times is what makes it contemporary and brings people in to connect with it. Because the forms of music are more current or popular, they sound like pop songs, and because of the instruments used, it helps people listen to it and connect with it better. Contemporary worship is a form of music that is used outside of worship, and it's more current or updated language. It's not something you would necessarily hear if you would read the King James Version of the Bible. Because of the terminology, it's words that we would use in a normal everyday situation, which helps bring in new people. In the book The Next Worship, Mark Laverton says, "Worship actively places us before the true and living God and calls us to respond with every dimension of who we are." This is an extension of not just worship being part of music, but also part of ourselves and part of God and part of faith in that connection with God and to the community. To worship is to know, feel, and experience the resurrected Christ in the midst of the gathered community. This also backs up the idea that to worship is to be in community with one another, not necessarily one person alone. In the book Unceasing Worship, Harold Best talks about worship being about who we are, who God is, and how we choose to live. This also backs up the idea that worship is an extension of ourselves and is more than just the song itself. Best defines worship as the continuous outpouring of all that I am, all that I do, and all that I can ever become in light of a chosen or choosing God. Worship refers to more than just music. These ideas back up the fact that worship is not just in song, but because of worship and contemporary music, we are able to better connect with it. Worship is more emotion that's in song, but also we're all worshiping something. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're worshiping something.